brings you like intense pleasure for a month and then he disappears again. Oh my god. The way that he's such a walking red flag, like everything he was saying, I was hating. Got a lovely little M&S food picnic. I'm pretty sure it's just started to rain.
He's got such a cute face.
I love camping. They do so good. Oh, did you just fart? Hello my guys, how are we doing? It feels like it's been a hot second since I've done just like a regular weekly reading vlog, and if I'm being brutally honest, this is not going to be a regular weekly reading vlog because I am off away again. Do not at me, we're just going staying with friends in this country for a couple of days. We're heading down to near Brighton from Tuesday through to probably like the end of this vlog, which is going to be fun. But for now, for the next couple of days, I got some things that need to be done. I got some things that need to be read. I am woefully behind on my TBR, so the main goal for this vlog reading wise is going to be to just like catch up, hopefully get a couple of things read. I am of course co-hosting Battleathon as well. Go House of Snakes. I had a really good reading week last week, and this actually is right at the beginning of week 2, so I guess we'll call this my week 2 Battleathon vlog and see how many points we can rack up for my house. I will put the announcement video down below if you don't know what I'm talking about, but I am currently reading one book and then I've started a new book this morning. So the one that I'm the furthest way through is my audiobook, which is Waking Gods by Sylvain Neuvel. So this one is book 2 in the Themis Files, which is an adult sci-fi series about giant robots that are buried under the earth, and a team is put together of like engineers and like physicists, military personnel, security to put all of these pieces, like find all of the pieces, put them all together and find out why they were buried under the earth, who put them there, what they're made out of, what their purpose is, and all of that kind of stuff. It is told entirely in transcripts, which is why the audiobook is a really great way to consume this series. And I'm currently 118 pages in, so I think I only have like 3 hours and 50 of the audio left. Because I'm away, I don't think I'm actually going to finish this week. You know how I am at the minute, I just constantly have an audiobook on the go. So I think over the next couple of days I'm going to try and get a little bit of cleaning done, because as you know, like coming home to a clean house is peak, and it means that I won't have to do anything like the day after we get home, which is going to be a Sunday. So I'm hoping to get through a little bit more of that then, but I'm not going to have like my daily dog walks and stuff, so I don't think I'm going to be making the most progress in this one. I am enjoying this one so far, by the way. It's going in a little bit of a different direction than I expected it to, but I actually didn't know where it was going because my extent of the knowledge of this series was what I knew about book 1. So I'm interested to kind of see where it goes, because I know it's a first contact with aliens kind of series, but I don't know the like specifics of the alien involvement, I want to say, at this point. Then the other book that I started was my Patreon pick for July, because like I said, woefully behind, and this is one that I'm very nervous about. I've read one chapter today, so I'm 15 pages in, and this one was April's pick. It is Fantasy Lover by Sherilyn Kenyon. It is the first book in the Dark Hunter series, which is a very well loved paranormal romance series. Now you all know paranormal romance is not it for me. Like, I'm not a big fan. I don't like the episodic nature of the series, how it's like 300-ish page books following different couples is like the typical formula, and it's just not the kind of thing that I enjoy. So I'm a little bit nervous going into this because of that, but then I read the like little prologue in here, which it says like an ancient Greek legend, because that's what these are based on, and my understanding going into this is that it is following a woman who accidentally summons this Greek god who has been trapped by his brother, and she can't dismiss him without it impacting her sanity, so she has to try and find a way to break this curse. So when I read the little like ancient Greek legend section, I was a little bit shocked to find out that he is a sex slave, and the whole kind of deal with him is that you summon him and he brings you like intense pleasure for a month and then he disappears again. Not what I thought I was getting myself into. And then also the main character is a sex therapist in this one, so automatically I'm a little bit nervous But we'll see how it goes. I mean, the first chapter was fine. It is very much like reading like a early 2000s paranormal romance, but maybe that's not a bad thing, you know, because there is a couple that I like. I read the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood and I enjoyed that, and I read the first book in Karen Marie Monin's series and I liked that one as well. So I don't dislike all of them, just most of them. And as I just mentioned, like I've read book 1 in those 2 series and I've never kind of like cared enough to continue. So we'll see how this one plays out. I hope I enjoy it, but I'm not like overly optimistic, you know, which is good because then that gives it room to surprise me as opposed to going in with high expectations and then it ultimately like disappointing me. So that's where we're currently at with reading. In terms of what I'm doing today, I have a bunch of books that I need to list on Vinted, ideally before I go away. And Curtis has just downloaded a game that he said he wants me to watch. I have no idea what it is, but he asked me what I'm doing today so that I could specifically watch him play this game, which is apparently set in Yorkshire or made by Yorkshire people, and it's a cartoon and it's only like 2 hours of gameplay. I have no idea what's happening, but that's pretty much next on my agenda because my presence has been requested. And while I do that, I guess I will play some Dreamlight Valley, which I've gotten back into recently. Like I said, I have a massive TBR and I really need to be reading physically, but I picked up Dreamlight Valley to finish the Wheel of Time audiobook before the live show, and now I'm obsessed and all I want to do is listen to audiobooks. I'm also in a real crafty mood because I have my, I think it'll have happened by the time you see this vlog, but I have my paint by numbers for my Patreon paint and sip that I'm doing with Gavin, and I just keep staring at it. I'm like, I want to do it. I want to do it so bad, but I have to wait until the paint and sip to at least start it, and then after the paint and sip I can kind of just listen to audiobooks and have a great time. So yeah, I'm in a real like doing things mood at the minute, which is kind of annoying because my main thing that I need to do is read, but I don't want to sit still. All in my head, like pictures of you, visions I've always said. And I know your storm will settle down, but I know I'm right now. So I'll take you back to all the wasted nights, even when you threw the glass. So when I please excuse my face, I very much look like a toe today because my only plan is to, I've got like a couple of hours of work that needs to be done. I've just finished packing up all my Vinted parcels to go. And then I'm going to do like a bit of cleaning and some packing. So I have put exactly 0 effort into my appearance today, but I have just received a parcel, which it pretty much has like an address on every side, but this side says, "From Ash, love you, my sweet friend." This has come from Ash directly. I'm not sure what's in it. I haven't read the customs form, but I'm excited. It actually arrived last week and I kept forgetting because we weren't home. I kept forgetting to fill in the form. I just stabbed myself in the leg. I kept forgetting to fill in the form to have it re-delivered to me. I can't figure out like where it opens. Is it here? Is this going to have to be one where I just kind of tear it? It might be. Oh my god, she has done the most. Why have you done this, Ash? She has sent me a glow recipe set. It is the Plump and Brighten duo, which has the guava vitamin C serum in, which is one that I have had before and I do like. I really like the glow recipe vitamin C serums. I had the pineapple one and they discontinued it and it's so upsetting because I can't find one that I like to replace it, like a good enough one. And then this one also has the Plum hyaluronic serum, which I have yet to try. I'm gonna kill her. We also have, oh my god, this is a Winnie the Pooh. I wasn't expecting this. A Winnie the Pooh Honey Pot Lip Scrub and Mask Duo. It says Hungry Bell Lip Scrub and Yum 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 Lip Mask. I am actually gonna kill her, I think. I knew that she had got me, because I asked her about her hair, because her hair was like a really like white blonde. So I asked her how she preserves it, because my white blonde does tend to like dry and snap quite a lot. And she said that there was this, I think it's a conditioning mask that she uses that isn't available in the UK. So she was gonna send that to me. And that was pretty much all I was expecting. We also have, we have some nerds in here. They are the rainbow gummy clusters, which I don't think I've tried these before. I've only had like normal nerds. And then this one, is it Brad Mondo's? brand. It is the Supernova Blonde Toning Reparative Mask. So yeah, that was my little package from Ash. Thank you so much, Ash. This was completely unnecessary and extra as usual, but I, as always, very much appreciate it, and I very much appreciate you. So I do actually have a reading update for you guys, which is surprising because if I'm being honest, I spent all of yesterday or most of yesterday, especially throughout the afternoon and evening, on the couch in front of the TV, playing games, watching stuff, and very much not reading. But I am a little chunk of the way through Fantasy Lover by Sherilyn Kenyon. I'm on page 70 and I'm surprisingly not hating it. Now, it is early days. I haven't even passed the 100 page mark yet. But while I'm not actively enjoying it, I'm enjoying that it's a very quick read. Like the chapters in here, some of them are like 25 pages long, and I'm finding that I'm getting through them quite quickly. So it's quite an easy reading experience, even though like I'm not actively disliking it, but I'm not liking it either. It does have a lot of elements that are definitely products of the early 2000s, and even though it deals with some of the topics in here in a different way than I imagined, it's still like a little bit odd because this was published I think in 2002 or 2003. Yeah, 2002. So this one is following a woman who is in a little bit of a sex drought according to her friend. Now her friend is a tarot reader, our main character Grace is a sex therapist, and her friend brings her this ancient book and coerces her into performing this ritual to summon this ancient sex slave. The thing that I don't like about it is straight off is that I cannot get behind this friend because of how pushy she is in insisting that her friend goes through with this ritual. And our main character doesn't believe in any of this stuff. She doesn't believe in the occult. She doesn't think this is going to work, but she still says that she doesn't want to perform this ritual. And her friend Serena, who does believe that this ritual is real and that it is going to summon this man, pretty much forces her into saying this chant that summons this sex slave. So straight off, like, I'm not a fan of this friend. She literally sucks. So this ritual does kind of happen, and our male main character, Julian of Macedon, is summoned, and straight off he is ready to pleasure our main character into oblivion and then be on his merry way after a month. But our main character, who didn't want to go through with this ritual to summon him in the first place, is not about this, and she's like, honey, I'm not sleeping with somebody that I've only just met. And Julian is very unused to this kind of treatment because he is used to women summoning him for a specific purpose, riding him like a bike for a month, and then sending him back to whence he came, which we find out is he essentially just lives in this little book. So something that I really didn't expect from this, I feel, is Julian's feelings, or his negative feelings on being a sex slave. Now obviously this is an element of slavery, so I'm not expecting him to enjoy it, but I didn't really expect to see, especially in the early stages, how there is a level of abuse and trauma through his history of being a sex slave, since I think it's like 120 something BC is when he originally was trapped by this book. So it is dealing with topics in a way that I don't expect, or I didn't expect it to, but with it being the early 2000s, like, it is still dealt in a certain way. Like, there are still red flags in here 100%, but I'm enjoying, like I said, I'm not actively disliking it. There's nothing I particularly love about it right now, but it is like a very easy, inoffensive read. Like, nothing in here is making me roll my eyes at this point, which is always a good sign, because what I find, especially with paranormal romance from the early 2000s, is that it can be quite cringe, and at the minute we're doing well, which is better than I expected at this point. So I didn't think I'd get very far into this over the couple of days before I go away, because I do have like other stuff that I need to focus on, but it seems like actually I'm gonna get through a decent chunk, which is good.
There is no doubt that I gotta leave me no other route. Well, I don't want to be your hero anymore. I guess it's time to hang up my cape, 'cause I don't want to fight your demons anymore. I guess it's time to pack
It is 12:25 and we have dropped Brie and Hamilton at the sitters. We've had lunch. Curtis is just cleaning up the dishes from breakfast so that obviously they're not sat for the next 5 days, and then we're ready to go. I'm feeling a little bit nervous because I packed everything before 10 a.m. which is when we left to take Brie and Hamilton to where they needed to go. So now I'm second guessing like whether I do indeed have everything or whether something crucial is missing from my packing, and I just don't quite have it in me to go through and like check everything one more time. In terms of reading, I'm 135 pages into Fantasy Lover. I was actually considering bringing another paperback with me because we have about 6 hours of traveling today, and I actually do really think that I'm going to finish that. I'm not going to take another paperback because I always take too many books, and over the last year or so as I've traveled more frequently, I'm getting a little bit better about packing like a realistic amount of reading materials. And I do have my iPad, and my iPad has Kindle Unlimited and the Kindle app, and I have 2 books on my August TBR that are available on KU and downloaded onto my iPad, so I should be fine. That should be enough. I do also have 6 episodes of The Mayfair Witches on my iPad as well, which is why I don't necessarily want to read an ebook, because I don't want to like spend all of my time traveling staring at a screen. But I just don't think it's necessarily a good idea to take another paperback with me when I know that I have KU books that I need to read this month, and I actually read ebooks a lot better when I'm traveling than I do if I'm at home. Like, I hate picking up ebooks at home. Love reading ebooks when I'm away. So I feel like that's what I should do. On Wednesday as well, I am going to download all of the new episodes of Love is Blind onto my iPad for the way back, because let's just talk about this for a second, because by the time you see this vlog, I don't know whether it will have finished, but we're definitely past the first 4 episodes that I've seen. I hate Sam. I hate him. And where the show has ended after the first 4 episodes, I'm glad of the direction that we're going in, but something that I really hate about Netflix is how they do, especially in shows like Love is Blind, they do a preview at the beginning where it's like the people being like, I never thought that I would be getting married, blah blah blah, and like showing little clips of drama, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to go in with preconceptions of knowing like who's gonna get together, who potentially is one of the people to get like make it to the wedding day. But I do foresee some drama with Sam, because I mean literally that boy was made for drama. Oh god, the way that he's such a walking red flag, like everything he was saying I was hating, and I'm really upset that the person that he is kind of involved with didn't see that. But I'm excited to see where that goes with like the rest of the episodes that are released later this week. And yeah, I should stop talking to you guys and make sure that I have all my stuff, because we need to leave in like 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go do that. Happy birthday.
To you.
These are the tallest trees in the New Forest. Like great sequoias. Got a lovely little M&S food picnic. I'm pretty sure it just started to rain. Love that. Oh my god!
You were really taking the piss out of him earlier as well. He's probably really embarrassed about this whole situation.
This is probably the oldest tree in the New Forest. Only probably though. But the rain has stopped us from seeing the deer.
It was meant to be nice all week.
Good, Sam. We should have come here first.
It's absolutely stunning here when it's sunny as well.
Half of me's like, let's just go.
All out there.
Yeah.
It's got very wet. Oh, it's really wet though.
Hoods and raincoats.
It's not even just a little bit wet. It's like
so
proper wet. Good morning. I have pretty much just awoken, but I wanted to let you guys know that we are going into Brighton today, which is going to be really fun. I'm excited to go to Lucy and Yak and see potentially get some more dungarees. And I'm also definitely going to be going to Waterstones to pick up the final catch-up book club book for this round, which I think is it The Wisdom of Crowds? It's The Wisdom of Crowds or The Trouble with Peace, but whichever one that is, I really, really need to buy it because the live show is in like 2 weeks and I still don't even own a copy of the book. But I do also think that I'm going to be finishing this today. I only have like 50 pages left and I've just been dipping like in and out of it for like 20 pages. I still think it's going to be a 2-star. I still don't hate it, but I also don't like it really either. I could still be convinced to read book 2 though, because I do already own that. But yeah, like it's very mid for me right now. Nothing's offending me, but also there's nothing overly appealing about it either.
I enjoyed those.
Will do.
I'm so impressed with you actually. The people will be turned away.
I don't think this is Piglet's house. Piglets are kind of big.
He's got such a cute face.
I love caterpillars. They're so cute.
Look at him do the worm.
Wait, should we count down?
Yeah. 3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Poo sticks.
I don't even know if I'd recognise my stick. Oh, we didn't remember. I don't remember what my stick looks like. Oh! Oh, I came second! Honey won!
Oh, they're also holding hands.
Aww.
Yours is going for. You've got a bug on yours going for a ride.
That was fun. As you can probably tell, I am now back home and I have quite a few things to tell you guys. I have a couple of books I've hauled, I have a book that I finished, I have a book that I've started. It is a lot. I wanted to come and kind of fill you in last night, but after we got home, I went to pick up Brie and Hamilton from the sitters, kind of just like potatoed for the rest of the evening. And Brie actually, sometimes when she goes to the sitter, she has some sort of allergy to some sort of grass or something that grows in grassy areas. It doesn't always flare up. It's a particular time of year normally that triggers it. It's like late summer, but this time it kind of manifested in a way that it hasn't before, where she was like sneezing explosively. She had a little like cut on her nose where she's obviously been trying to scratch her nose, but I gave her an antihistamine and ended up sleeping on the couch with her just so that I could monitor her to make sure that it was allergies, because like I said, it hadn't manifested in a way that it typically had. But she's fine. She's tired because she's been to the sitters and all she does is like run around all day on the beach and in the fields with all of the other dogs. But yeah, it does seem like it was just allergies and she's fine now. But I did not have the best sleep last night because she slept on my head. But I mean, what are you gonna do? This is pet parenting. So I did finish A Fantasy Lover. I finished this one on Thursday night, and to be quite honest, I don't really have very much to say about it. I ended up rating it 2 stars in the end because it was completely fine. It didn't, like I've mentioned 100 times in this vlog, it didn't offend me overly. Like I didn't intensely dislike it as I have with some paranormal romances in the past. But I also just like didn't really care about this at all. Like it's just a book that I read. I didn't find the romance especially compelling. I don't ship them. I wasn't really rooting for it. I do think like one like for sure negative thing I have to say about it is that the end is incredibly rushed. There is a storyline in here with a stalking element that I thought was going to form like the main conflict in this book and kind of resolve with the hero saving the heroine, and that wrapped up with like a significant amount amount of the book to go, to the point where like I'm confused about what the point of including that was in if it was going to play such like a relatively minor part of the story. And then we had like so much. I was obviously at Beth's and I was telling Beth what was happening as it was happening, and so much happened in this book with like 20 pages of the book left to go, and it happened over like a 6-page period. All of this like crazy stuff with characters like gods coming in for like 2 seconds, a crazy fight scene, some fatalities, some miraculous miracle stuff. I have book 2. The one good thing that I can say about this is that it was an easy read. And that's it. Like, I know there's a bunch of people in my comments going to be like, oh, well, because with this series, there is conflicting opinions on where you should start. Some people say that you should start with book 1, which is Fantasy Lover, and some people say you should start with book 2, which I think is the beginning of like a story arc or the first proper Dark Hunters novel or something. I feel like this serves as more of a prequel. There's a reason why anyway that some people think you should start with book 2. So I know a bunch of you guys are going to be like, oh, well, if you start with book 2, like it's better, like you should continue. I just know that if I read book 2, I don't think I'm gonna like it enough to then want to like invest in this ridiculously large series. I may still read book 2 because I have it, but I don't think I'm gonna go past that realistically. I still just don't like paranormal romance, and it is the formula of it, because I do like paranormal creatures and paranormal themes in different formats. So I like A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, which is very much a paranormal series but with a historical fiction twist, like an epic plot line. It also, like, I like Twilight. Back in the day, loved Twilight. I like series that have like a big plot following the same couple. I don't like little episodic formulaic 20-book series with 300-page installments all following a different couple. It's just really not my thing. Did you just fart? Bree! Not on camera. Oh my days. So yeah, I think I pretty much culled the majority of the paranormal off my shelves for now, or at this point, but I'm glad that I'm finally reaching a point where I'm like, paranormal is a no from me when it does follow this same kind of formula. In terms of what I've hauled, Beth sometimes buys contemporary romances, reads them, enjoys them. I mean, don't we all? Kind of reads them, enjoys them, and is like, okay, cool, I'm done with that. So I actually have in my haul pile for the next haul that I do, I have 2 other contemporary romances that Beth has given me, and this time she gave me Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. So I don't know very much about this aside from that it is like a cowboy romance. I'm assuming kind of in the style of Elsie Silver, and it has that Elsie Silver style cover to it as well. I don't really know anything about it, but the synopsis says that it is a brother's best friend small town romance that went viral on TikTok. I'll give it a read. It's a contemporary romance that I've heard some things about, and it'll be good. Like, I'm in a contemporary romance mood at the minute because for a different vlog I'm reading one, and even though like I'm not loving the book, I'm really soaking up those contemporary romance vibes right now. And then the other book that I picked up I got from Waterstones. I actually used my points for this, so technically did not pay for it, but that is of course, as I mentioned, The Wisdom of Crowds by Joe Abercrombie, which I have since started and I am now 156 pages into. So this one is the final book in the First Law universe to date. I personally don't think this is going to be the final book. It's impossible to say because Joe Abercrombie does not have like this epic overarching plot that we're following. It's kind of like every book is a building block that's building this full picture, but it's not like there's no big bad that we're trying to defeat. There's no like clear-cut ending point of this series. So it's one of those where like I feel like there is going to be more because there's room for more, but also it's not like we're going to be leaving anything unresolved, I think, at the end of this, because it's just not that kind of series. But this is the final book for this round of catch-up book club. Can you believe it, guys? I'm shocked. Like, I feel like this one has crept up on me and I can't believe that we're like right at the end. The live show for this, if you need to know as well, is the 1st of September on my channel if you guys want to tune in for the finale. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving this. Like I said, I'm 156 pages in, and when I've been giving, because these books are difficult to give a synopsis for, they're grimdark stories, they're kind of cyclical, and a lot of the characters end up in the same situation that they started in, albeit a lot of the time in a lot more of a hopeless situation than they started in, but also kind of in the same place, and it kind of just beats you down a bit. Like, it's a demotivating series to read in that regard, because we have no great victories, we're not vanquishing any big bads, you know, like everything just keeps going on and nobody gets any happier. So I was definitely expecting that from this final trilogy, but one of the like key themes of this last trilogy is that we are on the brink of a a workers' revolution. We are kind of passing through the industrial age, and people's way of lives, the conditions that they're living in, are getting considerably worse and worse, and it is pushing them to a breaking point, as well as influences from other like significant figures in this world are kind of organizing these people and pushing them to the point of revolution. And I don't know how I expected that revolution thing to play out. I don't know whether I thought it was going to be like an ending point of the series, or whether I thought that like, well, in the revolution and little points of like rebellion were going to form the core part of this book. But I just feel like the plot has accelerated a lot more than I expected it to, and I feel like we've missed like a key part of the conflict, and we're getting into the resolution of the conflict and kind of dealing with the aftermath of something that we didn't really see happen. Like, I feel like things were about to happen. No, they've already happened, and we've missed some steps in between. And at this point, the 150 pages that I've read, it's a lot of politicking. It is a lot of talking in circles as people are trying to work things out and not having any success. And I am finding it a little bit tedious. It's not kind of the direction that I expected this book to go in. And I don't know, like, because of how fast we've accelerated through something that I thought was going to take a long time, I don't know where exactly this book is now going to end. The next vlog that you guys are going to see from me, if everything goes to plan, I am very excited to film it because I'm not going anywhere. It is not going to be Shelve It or Scrap It. So it is just going to be a cozy reading vlog. And let me tell you, I am in the cozy mood. When I finish this clip, I'm going to go get on the couch and I'm going to watch Love is Blind. I'm now up to episode 8, so I've got 2 episodes from this week's drop, and not as entertaining or in terms of like drama as the US one tends to be or has been in like the last season so far, but I'm having a good time with it. I always love Love is Blind, apart from that one season of the US one. Was it like 2 or 3? It was just not good. It was boring. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna get my cross stitch out. I am so ready for cozy hobbies. I'm so ready for my paint and sip on Patreon with Gavin so I can crack out my paint by numbers. I want to listen to all of the audiobooks. I'm over summer at this point. The temperature has dropped a little bit today, so I'm wearing a hoodie, but I'm really hoping that we stay in this vein. And because I have like been away and I haven't been at home as much as usual over the last month, I am so excited to not go anywhere in the next vlog. So this does bring us to the end of this week's vlog. It is a little bit of a shorter one than usual, but this next cozy reading vlog, it's going to be mega, guys, so you should tune in. I had a great time down south. Ashdown Forest and Teddy Bertos blew my mind. Had fun in the New Forest. Had a good browse around Brighton, was great catching up with some friends and having some cozy chill time together. And yeah, that's it. So let's wind it back. I do hope you have enjoyed this vlog if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it, subscribe if you wanna, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.